See the good and evil in everyone.
This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the first purge.
Our neighborhood is under siege from a government who doesn't give a...
That is a clip from the first Purge trailer, which comes out tonight. Yeah, it comes out on the 4th of July. That's very fitting. Are you guys going to watch it? Let me know down below. By the way, happy 4th of July to all of our American viewers. Hey guys, I'm Court McGinley and welcome back to the most amazing top 5. Let's jump right into our list on what if the Purge was real. Alright, first let's talk about fight or flight. If the Purge was real, then you would need to decide if you wanted to stay and either fight or lock yourself in your house, or decide if you wanted to leave the country altogether. I mean, I for one would not want to stick around. That sounds like the perfect time to take a nice little vacation if you ask me. However, the travel companies and hotels would just take advantage and bump up the cost of tickets and rooms. But I mean, if that's the price you have to pay to avoid mayhem, I'd do it. Would you stay for the Purge? Let me know down below. On to our next point, finances. If you're not planning to participate in this night, then it's going to cost you a lot of money. It would cost you thousands of dollars to securely lock up your home. Whether you're leaving the country or not, you would want to make sure your home is safe. And apparently from what we saw in the movie, even if you do lock up your home, there's no guarantee. So then you need to get a panic room as well. Yeah, the security companies are just raking in all of the money. But then when you think about it, there's really no need for a security system for the other 364 days of the year, since apparently no one is breaking any laws on those days. So I would imagine the price would probably somewhat balance out. Speaking of businesses, you also have to consider that during this one night, businesses such as bars and clubs would have to close down. So they've just lost a whole night's commission due to this night, which on the weekend, bars and clubs can bring in thousands of dollars. So yeah, if the Purge was real, some businesses would suffer and others would prosper. Next up, we have morals. Let's be honest with ourselves for a second. If the Purge was real, most people would not go after one another. I just don't think it would happen. Yes, there are idiots in the world who love chaos and violence, but there's also a lot of good people in this world as well. And a lot of people tend to talk the talk. When it comes down to it, they aren't going to walk the walk. I mean, think about it. If you go out on Purge night, there's a good 90% chance that you're going to die. People that are out there killing are just in a fit of rage and they don't care who you are. If you're in their way or in the crossfire, you're going to end up dead. And then you have the poor people and the homeless people who would be exposed to all of this against their will. They have nowhere to go. But like I said, yeah, there's a lot of idiots out there, but I think for the most part, people would just lock themselves in somewhere safe and mind their own business. Next up, we have the morning after. The morning after the Purge would be a nightmare. This is something the movies tend to leave out. They mention how this night makes the economy better and that it decreases the unemployment and crime rate, which is of course a great thing, but at what cost? Having hundreds of people murdered, buildings being destroyed, and having people scarred for life. When it comes to the aftermath of this night, on the minor end, there's so much property damage that takes place. It would take weeks, maybe even months to rebuild and get buildings back to normal. Then you have the emotional toll that this night takes on people, and the physical injuries it leaves them with. I don't know how the government acts like after this night, people can somehow go back to their normal lives. Especially after having to witness the worst part of the aftermath from this night, the cleaning up of the dead bodies. People are killed in their homes and buildings, sure, but the majority of people are killed on the streets. And come morning, their dead bodies are still out there. So even if you decide not to take part in the Purge and you make it through the night, you still need to see the results of it the next day. That must be traumatizing. Also, the fear of not knowing if all of your loved ones are still alive. I know I would be calling up everyone I knew the next day to make sure they survived the night. And for the last point, and maybe the scariest, it being legal. Yeah, legalizing crime for 12 hours, like that's ever going to happen. Well, I mean, I hope it doesn't anyway. In the past year or so, a lot of things have happened that we never thought would, so I mean, we can't completely rule it out. But allowing any and all crime, including murder, to be legal for 12 hours straight, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, that would be terrifying. And also on the legal side, you have to think. There's basically only 2 rules you have to follow. Number 1, the government officials ranking 10 or higher are guaranteed immunity from the Purge and can't be harmed. And Rule 2, weapons of Class 4 and higher are restricted. But during the Purge, aren't all police services unavailable until 7 a.m. the next morning? So, if someone wants to break one or both of the rules, who's stopping them? You may say, oh, well, as soon as 7 a.m. hits the next day and the purge is over, those people would be caught and prosecuted. Well, what if they are never caught? You know, there are people in history who have gone anonymous and have never been found after murdering people. The Zodiac Killer, Jack the Ripper, the babysitter, the list goes on and on. No reason one more person couldn't be added onto it. And you know how people love breaking rules. This would probably just tempt some people to actually see if they could do it. Then there's the debate of what if you kill someone at 7:01? You could have stabbed them at 6:59, but hey, some people can hang on. So say they don't die till like 7:01, then what? Technically the purge is over, right? Yeah, the whole legality of the purge just would not work. And then there are the legal issues that don't involve killing, such as threats. So say someone comes up to you, puts a gun to your head, and says you need to sign over the deed to your house and your car. I mean, most likely you're going to comply. And then once the purge is over, then what? The document's legally binding? It doesn't seem right if it is. Basically, if the purge was real, it would require a whole new branch of law. Just a bunch of new rules. And there you guys have it. That's our list of what if the purge was real. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have questions or comments, leave them down below so I can respond to them. Also, don't forget to show some love by giving this video a big thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. Also, checking out all of our other videos. I hope you guys have a great day, and as always, I will catch you in the next one.